One night it wondered, where are my roots? And an answer came. Your roots will grow within the hearts of those around you as you create very real memories. And for the first time, the tree felt real joy. Shop Boxing Day deals at balsamhill.co.uk.
It's beginning to look a lot like Christmas. It's beginning to look a lot like
Everything else can wait. It's Christmas after all. Pepsi Max. Thirsty for more.
James?
Jenny?
It's been 30 years. Where have you been?
Is that really a Hyundai?
It's Hyundai.
Hyundai?
If you think you know our cars and how to say our name, where have you been?
It started with his name, which led me to a wedding and a baby imminent. He worked on the loom, but changing times forced him to find other work. Our cities were transformed by people willing to turn their hand to anything. I discovered he was one of them, my great-granddad, Arthur Wade.
Bring your backstory to life with Ancestry.
This is an urgent appeal to support children in Yemen. Years of conflict have caused devastating shortages of food and water and pushed the health system to the brink of collapse. Now millions of children are acutely malnourished and need urgent treatment. Search UNICEF Yemen online, text Yemen to 85525 or scan the QR code to find out how you can help. Just £10 could help provide life-saving therapeutic food for one child for 1 week. I've seen UNICEF's work in emergencies and the difference your donation can make in responding to crisis around the world. UNICEF teams are working non-stop to provide life-saving supplies like medicine, therapeutic food and clean water. With support from people like you, we can help many more children recover and thrive. So please search UNICEF Yemen online or text Yemen to 85525 and help protect children in Yemen today. Thank you.
I've got the scratch cards. And go.
Oh, Katie, why didn't you say?
Add some play to Christmas with scratch cards from the National Lottery.
Imagine Christmas without the Salvation Army. Imagine George alone on Christmas Day. Mike, cold and frightened. Charlie, hoping Santa will come. Without the Salvation Army, many people would have nothing this Christmas. Please call 0800 028 9111 and give £19 to bring gifts and hope to vulnerable people this Christmas. That's 0800 028 9111. Thank you.
In People's Postcode Lottery's January draws, you could win a share of £17.7 million. Sign up before midnight on the 31st of December.
You could save money on your energy, broadband and mobile bills and feel more protected when you switch to a better deal. Switch and save now at uswitch.com.
This is NDTV, and you're watching NDTV 24/7.
Thanks for staying with NDTV. You're watching the Monday edition of the World Report with me, Arjun Mahendran. Let's take a look at what's making headlines around the world. A UN-backed team is investigating crimes committed during Syria's civil war. It is working with the country's new authorities in hopes of preserving evidence uncovered after Assad's ouster, as journalists, researchers and the public stream into former detention centers and mass grave sites. Many express fears that the evidence is taken or destroyed.
I cannot see any Syria in the future where people don't have answers about their loved ones. Telling everyone that they're dead is not an answer. We need a proper process that respects the dignity and the work and the humanity of every single Syrian.
Turkish and Arab media are reporting that Asma Al-Assad, the British wife of Syria's deposed president Bashar al-Assad, has filed for divorce. Now this after expressing dissatisfaction with her life in Moscow as she reportedly seeks to move to London. Asma replied to the Russian court and requested special permission to leave Moscow. Her application is reportedly currently being evaluated by Russian authorities. Now, Asma is a dual British Syrian national who was born and raised in London by Syrian parents. She moved to Syria in 2000 and married Assad in the same year at the age of 25. Syria's new rulers have appointed Muharraf Abu Kasra, a leading figure in the insurgency that toppled Bashar al-Assad, as defense minister in the interim government. Now the deployment comes as Western officials are moving to deepen their engagement with Syria's transitional government, just as fresh uncertainty emerges on another West Asia front. The Saudi suspect, identified as 50-year-old Talib al-Abdul Mohsen, has been remanded in custody for driving a car into a German Christmas market in an attack that killed at least 5 people and injured over 200 others on charges of murder and attempted murder. Now, several media reports highlight that the suspect attacker had made online death threats against German citizens in the past. However, this deadly attack at a German Christmas market resurfaced bitter divisions over immigration and security. Germany's right-wing anti-immigration figures have seized on Friday's incident. According to the latest briefings, Russia said that its forces have struck a Ukrainian military airport, while Ukraine has claimed to have repelled multiple Russian attacks. The Russian Defense Ministry said in its briefing that over the past 24 hours, its forces gained control of 2 settlements and launched strikes on multiple Ukrainian military targets. Now, these include the infrastructure of a Ukrainian military airport, drone factories, and gathering places of foreign mercenaries. Meanwhile, the General Staff of the Ukrainian Armed Forces has reported that as of Sunday afternoon, the Ukrainian forces engaged in over 100 fights with Russian forces. Russia's President Vladimir Putin has held talks in the Kremlin on Sunday with Slovakia's Prime Minister Robert Fico, in a rare visit to Moscow by an EU leader since the conflict between Russia and Ukraine began in 2022. Now, Fico arrived in Russia on a working visa and met with Putin one-on-one on Sunday evening. Kremlin spokesperson Dmitry Peskov told Russia's RIA news agency. He did not immediately, however, specify the focus of the talks. Visits and phone calls from European leaders to Putin have been rare since Moscow sent troops into Ukraine, although Hungary's Prime Minister Viktor Orban visited Russia in July. Orban's visit drew condemnation from Kiev and other European leaders. According to its military spokesperson, Yemen's Houthi rebels have thwarted a British-American attack on Sunday, at odds with the US military's account of a friendly fire incident. On Saturday night and early Sunday, US warplanes conducted airstrikes that shook Sana'a, the capital of Yemen, which the Houthis have held since 2014. Central Command described the strikes as targeting a missile storage facility and a command and control facility without elaborating. Meanwhile, 2 US Navy pilots were shot down over the Red Sea in an apparent friendly fire incident, the US military has said. Now, both the pilots were recovered alive after ejecting from their stricken aircraft, with one suffering minor injuries.
نجحت القوات المسلحة في إفشال هجوم أمريكي بريطاني على بلدنا، حيث تم استهداف حاملة الطائرات USS هاري تورمان وعدد من المدمرات التابعة لها، بالتزامن مع بدء الهجوم العدواني مساء يوم أمس على بلدنا.
During the first visit by an Indian Prime Minister to Kuwait in 43 years, Prime Minister Narendra Modi has received Kuwait's highest honor, the Order of Mubarak Al-Kabir. This is now the 20th international honor given to Prime Minister Modi by a country. But listen in to what he said while he was in the Gulf nation regarding workers' deaths there and also the ties between our nations.
साथियों, भारत और कुवैत का रिश्ता सभ्यताओं का है, सागर का है, स्नेह का है, व्यापार कारोबार का है। भारत और कुवैत अरब सागर के दो किनारों पर बसे। हमें सिर्फ डिप्लोमेसी ने ही नहीं बल्कि दिलों ने आपस में जोड़ा है। हमारा वर्तमान ही नहीं बल्कि हमारा अतीत भी हमें जोड़ता है।
Donald Trump has demanded that the Panama Canal be given back to the U.S. if Panama does not manage the waterway in a fashion that is acceptable to him. Now, Trump has accused the Central American country of charging excessive rates for the use of the ocean-connecting ship passage. Now, he has basically said that the Panama Canal should lower its face or be given to Washington.
Our Navy and Commerce have been treated in a very unfair and injudicious way. The fees being charged by Panama are ridiculous, highly unfair, especially knowing the extraordinary generosity that has been bestowed to Panama, I say very foolishly, by the United States. This complete ripoff of our country will immediately stop. It's going to stop. The United States has a big and vested interest in the secure, efficient, and reliable operation of the Panama Canal.
Donald Trump has appointed Mark Burnett, a British television producer who helped produce Trump's show, The Apprentice, as the US's special envoy to the UK. In an announcement on Truth Social on Saturday, Trump hailed the 64-year-old Burnett, saying, "With a distinguished career in television production and business, Mark brings a unique blend of diplomatic acumen and international recognition to this important role." China has warned the United States of playing with fire after Washington announced more military aid and sales to Taiwan. A statement from the Chinese Ministry of Foreign Affairs on Sunday urged the U.S. to stop its dangerous moves that undermine peace and stability in the Taiwan Strait. Brazil's Civil Defense Agency said that a small plane crashed into a Brazilian town that's popular with tourists on Sunday, killing all 10 passengers and crew on board and injuring more than a dozen people on the ground. Tens of thousands streamed into a central square in Serbia's capital on Sunday for a big rally against populist President Aleksandar Vučić and his government. Vučić's tight grip on power has been challenged by weeks of street protests led by university students. Now, the rally at Belgrade's Slavija Square, one of the largest in recent years, was called by students and farmer unions. It was part of a wider movement, demanding accountability over the November 1 collapse of a canopy at a railway station in the country's north that killed 15 people. Now, smaller rallies were also held in other cities. The rally in Belgrade started with a 15-minute silence for the victims, and later, chants of "You have blood on your hands" were heard.
Održan je veliki skup. Veliki skup u Beogradu. Policija kaže 28 do 29.000 ljudi. Izuzetno veliki skup. Ti ljudi su opoziciono orijentisani i uvek sam bio spreman da čujem šta misle, kako misle i šta smatraju da je važno da se učini za našu zemlju. Verujem da mnogo veći broj ljudi misli drugačije, zato moramo da slušamo jedne druge. Da to bude neka vrsta vrednosti koju ćemo da pokažemo i neka vrsta drugačijeg odnosa u budućnosti.
NASA's Parker solar probe is on a groundbreaking mission to explore the sun's outer atmosphere, the corona. Launched in 2018, the spacecraft is set to achieve a milestone on the 24th of December by flying closer to the sun than any human-made object in history ever has. It will approach within 3.8 million miles of the sun's surface, well inside Mercury's orbit, and closer than any other spacecraft has traveled before. At its closest approach on the 24th of December, Parker will be traveling at 430,000 miles per hour, making it the fastest human-made object in history. Over in the Vatican, Pope Francis will officially launch the Pilgrims of Hope Jubilee Year on the 24th of December by opening the Holy Door leading to the St. Peter's Basilica. The Vatican and the Rome municipality are expecting 32 million pilgrims to visit during 2025. And those who will pass through the Holy Door will receive an indulgence, forgiving them for their sins. Now, the Jubilee Year is a century-old tradition taking place every 25 years, with the faithfuls making pilgrimages to visit the tombs of St. Peter's and Paul. After undergoing months of maintenance, the iconic Trevi Fountain, one of Rome's most celebrated landmarks, reopened to the public on Sunday, just in time for the upcoming Jubilee Year, which is expected to draw millions of visitors to the Eternal City. Tourists can once again toss coins over their shoulders into the Baroque masterpiece, a tradition temporarily halted during the overhaul works. According to Roman law, throwing a coin into the fountain guarantees a return trip to Rome. Drivers and airline passengers without reindeer and sledges better make a dash for it. It's beginning to look like another record for holiday travel in the US. The auto club AAA predicts that more than 119 million people will travel at least 50 miles from their home between Saturday and New Year's Day. The 2 weekends on either side of Christmas, on the other hand, are tempting a lot of people to head out earlier. Even though fares were up 4.7% in November compared with a year earlier, US airlines expect to have their busiest days to be Friday and Sunday this week, next Thursday, Friday and Sunday. Now, North India is reeling under an intense cold wave, with parts of Jammu Kashmir, Himachal Pradesh and other North Indian states experiencing sub-zero temperatures. The Indian Meteorological Department of the IMD has issued an orange alert for heavy rains in several districts, attributing the situation to an incoming western disturbance. According to the IMD forecasts, the harsh cold conditions compounded by rainfall are expected to worsen over the next 7 days in states like Madhya Pradesh, Punjab, Jammu Kashmir and Haryana. According to report, Mozambique's death toll from Cyclone Chido has risen to 94. Now, the cyclone had made rainfall in northern Mozambique a week ago, and Mozambique's Institute for Natural Disasters on Thursday had pegged the death toll at 73. The Indian Ocean island of Change, Mayotte, bore the brunt of the storm. Officials there, which is one of France's poorest overseas territories, have only been able to confirm 35 fatalities from Chido. But some have said they fear thousands could have been killed. It's time to slip into a short break now, viewers. Stay tuned.
Delivery? You in?
I'm in. Get the Feed the Family deal for just $14.99. Oh, I'm in.
I think there's a leak in MI6.
Kevin the Carrot suspected a leak. The Aldi Super 6 had arrived just that week. Christmas fresh veg from just 15 pence. Your festive favourites at a price that makes sense. Make Christmas amazing. That's always our mission. And saving you money is now a tradition.
I knew it.
Where can my presents be hidden? Can Santa find us if we don't have a chimney? What if we don't have any food for Rudolph? Is Santa ever late? Why am I always alone?
At Childline, children are asking us the most heartbreaking questions, even on Christmas Day.
It's okay. I'm here. When was the last time somebody was with you?
This Christmas, a child will contact us every 45 seconds. Will you give £20 and help us be ready for every question when a child has no one else to turn to? Search NSPCC or call 0800 702 2976 to give £20 now.
This could be a good night. Babe, no need to think twice. I will find a new life. I'll be honest.
IKEA, the wonderful everyday.
We know travel can be confusing, so let us inspire you. Welcome to Qatar. Experience it all. World-class hospitality, diverse landscapes from city to sea, and fly there with the Airline of the Year 2022, Qatar Airways. Book now at travelup.com or call 0207 580 5000. Travel Up, flights, hotels, holidays.
This is an urgent appeal from UNICEF UK. Children in Gaza are running out of food, water and medicine, and we need your help. UNICEF is working non-stop, providing life-saving medical supplies, clean water and fuel to keep services running. But we can't do it without you. Search UNICEF UK Gaza online or text Gaza to 84901 and help bring hope for children caught in this devastating conflict.
Welcome back. Now, Japanese automakers Honda and Nissan have announced plans to join forces. They're trying to form the world's third largest automaker sales as the industry undergoes dramatic changes in its traditional away from fossil fuels. The two companies said they have signed a memorandum of understanding on Monday, and that smaller Nissan Alliance members Mitsubishi Motors has also agreed to join talks on integrating their businesses. President-elect Donald Trump has indicated that he favored allowing TikTok to keep operating in the US for at least a little while, saying he had received billions of views on the social media platform during his presidential campaign. Trump's comments before a crowd of conservative supporters in Arizona's Phoenix were one of the strongest signals yet that he opposes a potential exit of TikTok from the US market. Whereas the US Department of Justice, or the DOJ, has proposed a list of measures to address Google's alleged antitrust violations and restore competition in the search engine market, including a potential requirement for Google to divest its Chrome browser. Now, Google has issued its own counter-proposal focusing on alternative solutions. Its response suggests addressing concerns through modifications to its payment arrangement with companies, as well as adjustments to its licensing agreements with Android phone manufacturers and contracts with wireless carriers. However, Google's proposal does not tackle the DOJ's suggestion that it share search with competitors to level the playing field. Albania has announced a one-year ban on TikTok after the killing of a teenager raised concerns about the social media's effect on kids. The stabbing, which happened in mid-November, was reportedly sparked by a fight on TikTok between two teens. TikTok has asked the Albanian government for more details on the case. The company said it found no evidence that the victim or the attacker had TikTok accounts and that videos related to the incident were posted on a different platform. Meanwhile, the ban, which is part of a broader plan to make schools safer, will come into effect early next year. According to reports, The Japan Fair Trade Commission is expected to find Google guilty of violating the Anti-Monopoly Act. The watchdog has concluded that the US technology company's contracts with smartphone makers unfairly restrict competition, harming the internet search market. Now, the Commission will soon issue a cease and desist order asking Google to halt its monopolistic practices. While authorities in the West are stepping up their monitoring and restrictions on Google, Japan's antitrust authority also plans to show a firm stance towards the company. Incoming US President Donald Trump has confirmed reports that Sriram Krishnan will serve as senior policy advisor for artificial intelligence at the White House Office of Science and Technology Policy. Trump said in a statement that Krishnan will, quote-unquote, help shape and coordinate AI policies across government, working with the President's Council of Advisors on Science and Technology. And in a post on social media platform X, Krishnan said that he'll be working closely with ex-PayPal COO David Sachs, who was recently named Trump's crypto and AI czar. The Pakistan Cricket Board has chosen the United Arab Emirates as a neutral venue to host India's games at next year's Champions Trophy. Now, this follows a standoff between the two rivals. India had earlier refused to travel to tournament host Pakistan for the 8th team. 50 overs Champion Trophy amid its security concerns. Red Bull team principal Christian Horner has revealed that Sergio Perez will not entirely leave Milton Keynes-based outfit. The Red Bull boss has confirmed that Perez will perform some show runs next year despite losing his seat with the team to Liam Lawson. A board game with ancient rules that established a foothold nearly a century ago in Mexican prisons is spreading popularity outside the walls. Poelena requires mental dexterity and rapid calculations. While chance also plays a crucial role, mathematical skills are also key. 4 players, each with 4 pieces, race to navigate the board using specific dice combinations and calculations to move their pieces from their starting positions around the board and out through their designated corner while strategically blocking opponents. Now, the board game symbolizes confines of a prison and getting out before others, winning freedom, even if it's just metaphorically, is the game's goal. Actress Blake Lively has made a serious allegations of sexual harassment. Again, her It Ends With Us co-star and director Justin Baldoni. According to reports, the lawsuit claims she suffered severe emotional distress as a result of Baldoni's actions. The lawsuit comes months after reports of tension on the set of the film adaptation of Colleen Hoover's popular novel It Ends With Us. Filed by Lively, 37, the lawsuit includes several claims regarding Baldoni's alleged behavior during production. In the holiday season battle of big-budget film movies, Paramount Pictures' Sonic the Hedgehog 3 has sped past Walt Disney Company's Mufasa the Lion King to take the top spot at the box office ahead of the lucrative Christmas corridor in theaters. Now, Sonic the Hedgehog 3 debuted with $62 million in ticket sales over the weekend. Now, this is according to studio estimates, of course. Mufasa, however, was humbled in its opening weekend, coming in notably shy of expectations with $35 million in domestic ticket sales. The photorealistic Lion King prequel even opened wider than Sonic 3, launching on 4,100 theaters and gobbing up most IMAX screens, compared with 3,761 locations for Sonic 3. That's all we have for you this Monday. I'll see you tomorrow, viewers. Until then, take care and have a wonderful day.
Save up to £523 on your car insurance. He's just used Confused. JustUsedConfused.com.
Dan's Christmas Day will be spent huddled on a pavement. John can't remember a Christmas he wasn't on the streets. Lauren would rather face Christmas alone than face the abuse at home. Living on the streets is tough at any time of year, but imagine how it feels at Christmas when you're shivering with cold and everyone else is celebrating. Will you help bring a homeless person in from the cold? Call 0800 140 4433 and give £19 or whatever you can afford to the Salvation Army. Every day of the year, including Christmas, we open our doors and hearts to homeless people. We can't solve all their problems, but with your £19, we can show them someone cares and give them the chance of a fresh start. So please, think of those facing the bleakest of Christmases and call 0800 140 4433 today. Thank you.
What's wrong with the car? It's okay, lads. I'm with the AA. Bombay mix.
Because the AA has more expert patrols across the country, you'll be back on the road in no time. No wonder more people choose the AA. Join today.
However your home uses the internet, EE has the perfect Wi-Fi for you. We've got full fiber for only $30.99 a month. Perfect for binging all your favorite shows. Keep your whole home seamlessly connected with the UK's most reliable broadband technology, powered by BT. And if that's still not enough, you can upgrade to Wi-Fi 7, where everything you love works better. We'll even handle the switch for you. No wonder families choose EE. Search EE Broadband Deals.
There once was a tree, lovingly made to look real, yet looking real wasn't enough. It wanted to be real. One night it wondered, where are my roots? And an answer came. Your roots will grow within the hearts of those around you, as you create very real memories. And for the first time, the tree felt real joy. Shop Boxing Day deals at balsamhill.co.uk.
In today's interconnected world, India's voice is more crucial than ever. When India speaks, the world listens. At NDTV World, we are that voice, bringing you intelligent and insightful news from India and beyond. From geopolitics and diplomacy to economic shifts, migrations, tech disruptions, and the stories of our diaspora. We cover the news that shapes our global future. NDTV World, your new home for global news is here.
Joining us with the latest there. So the BJP versus Aam Aadmi Party flashpoint there over welfare and of course corruption as well. This is the Delhi polls are now just weeks away. But moving now to the big BJP versus Congress flashpoint. Well, after the parliament washout, the war over Ambedkar's legacy continues. This as the BJP says the Congress must apologize over double standards vis-a-vis Ambedkar and his legacy. And the Congress continues to say that the BJP is habitual, in terms of blaming Nehru for everything. This, of course, as the Congress-BJP standoff over Ambedkar played out in Parliament in a big way. The last 2 days particularly were extremely unprecedented, as many would say, with the physical scuffle, that protest versus protest over Ambedkar's legacy. But both the parties raking it up, which it's clear that this issue is not going to die down anytime soon. Take a look.
प्रोपेगेंडा और झूठे एफआईआर के द्वारा देश का ध्यान भटकाने की कोशिश कर रहे हैं, लेकिन सारा इंडिया अलायंस, इंडिया गठबंधन एकजुट होकर आज एक ही मांग रख रहा है, वो है अमित शाह जी अपने पद से इस्तीफा दें और अपने अपमानजनक शब्द जो उन्होंने बाबा साहब डॉक्टर भीमराव अंबेडकर के संपर्क में सदन के अंदर कहा, उसके लिए वो क्षमा मांगे।
जिस कांग्रेस पार्टी ने देश के महान सपूत डॉक्टर भीमराव अंबेडकर का हमेशा अपमान किया,
जिस डॉक्टर अंबेडकर को कांग्रेस पार्टी ने मजबूर किया कि वो देश के कानून मंत्री से इस्तीफा दें, जिस कांग्रेस पार्टी ने डॉक्टर अंबेडकर का एक स्मारक नहीं बनने दिया, वो आज चली है उनके नाम पर प्रेस करने के लिए। कांग्रेस पार्टी स्टॉप दिस हिपोक्रेसी।
Let me go across live to my colleague Aishwarya Jain. So Aishwarya, this political maneuvering over Ambedkar's legacy continues, and it's become clear that the socially and economically backward castes have emerged as a very important and decisive constituency for both the BJP and the Congress, whether it's at, in state elections or in Lok Sabha elections, which is why this politics is not going to die down anytime soon. With now an assault case against Rahul Gandhi, and of course the Congress very vociferously demanding Amit Shah's resignation.
Well, the legacy war continues between the Bharatiya Janata Party and the Congress over B.R. Ambedkar. It is the Bharatiya Janata Party who had been stating that they will continue to expose the Congress government who had not followed the real rules and also the legacy of Baba Saheb Ambedkar. In fact, it all started yesterday when it was Union Parliamentary Affairs Minister Kiran Rijiju tweeted the resignation letter of B.R. Ambedkar during Jawaharlal Nehru's tenure as the Prime Minister, and what has been written in the letter by B.R. Ambedkar about Jawaharlal Nehru was something which is very serious. It is the allegation of the Bharatiya Janata Party that this resignation letter of Mr. B.R. Ambedkar was not was not put out in the public domain because this could have exposed the Congress government at that point of time, because the sensational details that has come out in this resignation letter of B.R. Ambedkar clearly points out that how he was forced to resign as the law minister of our country, how he was one of the capable candidates for being in standing committees of different departments, but he was not allowed to do so. In fact, how the Congress party went on to campaign against B.R. Ambedkar in several of the elections and the by-elections that he fought ultimately, because of which he lost. Dr. Ravi Shankar Prasad, who's the Bharatiya Janata Party leader as well, had categorically stated that it was Jawaharlal Nehru at that point in time who went to campaign against B.R. Ambedkar, and it was Nehru who do not want him to be a part of his entire cabinet as well. In this particular letter, which has now come out in light, it has been mentioned by B.R. Ambedkar that during his tenure he was completely against the partition of India as well, but Jawaharlal Nehru went ahead for the partition of India, which is something which the Congress party would not like it. The Congress had lashed out at the Bharatiya Janata Party and stated that this has just gone out of the public as far as the resignation letter is concerned. Just 11 years back when Modi government came back, it was something that the Bharatiya Janata Party government should have wanted, and therefore the reason perhaps this was not in the public domain. It is Bharatiya Janata Party to answer that why is it so. The legacy over B.R. Ambedkar, of course, the Bharatiya Janata Party had been claiming that there was no statue that was installed in the central hall of the old parliament building when the Congress government was. In fact, the person who defeated B.R. Ambedkar, Jawaharlal Nehru, gave Padma Vibhushan to him. But on the other side, Bharat Ratna is something that the Bharatiya Janata Party government gave to Mr. B.R. Ambedkar when they supported in 1990 the central government via outside support. So clearly, the legacy war continues amid of the entire flashpoint of Rahul Gandhi, facing an FIR against two of the MPs of the Bharatiya Janata Party when the entire protest broke out on the Ambedkar's remark of Mr. Home Minister Amit Shah.
All right, Aishwarya, thanks very much for joining us with the latest there. So as Aishwarya is reporting that war over Ambedkar's legacy continues, this of course as the BJP continues to say that the Congress